Welcome back to another No Rucks Given. So today we're breaking down the final showdown in the British and Irish Lions tour of Australia. The Lions are chasing the clean sweep, 3-0 whitewash. But the Wallabies, well, they've made some big changes. I don't think they're going to be going down quietly. So let's start with the Wallabies squad. Joe Schmidt has rolled the dice a bit. Veteran Nic White is back at scrum half for what will be his final test for the Wallabies. Expect extreme emotion and incredible leadership from him, what he's known for. Tupou is in a tight head, and he's going to add some serious muscle to that front row. We've also got Tom Hooper replacing Rob Valentini, who's out injured, which is really unfortunate. On the wing, Dylan Pietsch, he's stepping in for the injured Harry Potter. So, what do I think? Watch out for Harry Wilson, now leading the team from 8th man. Will Skelton and Nick Frost are back in the engine room, and they're going to take some serious stopping. Tom Lyon is staying at 10. Another big moment for the youngster, but I truly believe he's stepping up and he's becoming a clear choice at number 10 for Australia. On the bench, you've got a 5-3 split. Tate McDermott and Ben Donaldson offer some spark off the bench, and it will be needed if this test goes down to the wire like it did last week. We've also got Andrew Callaway, who adds immense experience and versatility. And the forward subs in Angus Bell and Lynagh Gleeson will be key to a Wallabies win this weekend. Then the Lions. Andy Farrell has shown some respect, and despite clinching the series, he's picked a pretty loaded side. Blair Kinghorn replaces the injured James Lowe, and James Ryan starts in the second row. Otherwise, it's pretty much business as usual. Hugo Keenan at fullback, Finn Russell pulling the strings at 10, and Jameson Gibson Park doing what Gibson Park has done his entire career. Some key ones: Bundee Aki and Hugh Jones, strong midfield, and the defense of the Wallabies is going to have to be up to that task. Itoje continues at captain, and with Tadburn and Jack Conan in the back row. And on the bench, the Lions are going pretty heavy. 6-2 split means that impact of forwards like Ellis Genge, Jack Morgan, Ben Earl, they're going to be pretty key. Owen Farrell sits on the bench again. Pretty cool head if things are tight at the end again. So we'll see how these all play. Last test for the Lions until they tour New Zealand in 4 years' time. So it's all to play for this weekend. Some key matchups. So, Tupou versus Furlong. It's going to be a scrummaging clinic. Ty Furlong is one of the best props in the world. And yeah, he's not going to let Tupou throw any weight around. So scrum time is going to be interesting. Big engine room behind Tupou. But it's it's still going to be a tough one there. Russell versus Lion. It's going to be that classic experience versus potential duel. And I must say, Jack Lyon, he's played phenomenal rugby so far. So he's really stepping up, and yeah, Finn better watch himself. He is that magic man, but I think it's going to be too easy. And then obviously I'm going to be watching Will Skelton and Mario Itoje, two absolute workhorses who will be everywhere. Now the pressure on both sides. Yes, the Lions have won the series somewhat controversially last week, but a 3-0 sweep hasn't happened since 1989, and they'll want that history. For the Wallabies, this game's all about pride. It's about avoiding that whitewash at home and setting Nic White off with a win. And I think my money's on Australia with everything that's happening. So if the Lions win, they'll go down as one of the most complete touring sides ever. If Australia wins, it shows there's fight in this team and gives Schmidt something to build on with the Rugby Championship coming up and Australia's next two games against the number 1 ranked Springboks. They're going to want some pride going into this next game. So a win's going to potentially flip the script heading into this Rugby Championship, and that's what they're going to be playing for. Nic White, the rest of the 2025 season, and just not allowing that whitewash. So predictions. My heart wants the Wallabies to pull off a heroic send-off for Nic White. But my head says that the Lions are just too slick at the moment. I mean, Wallabies potentially had it in the bag last week and let it slip in the second half. So, I'm going to say, and I've got my notes here where I wrote something different, but I'm going to go with my heart. I'm going to say Lions lose by 9. I think there's going to be some fireworks from Tupou, Skelton, and Nic White. And I think there's just too much pride to play for this weekend. I think the Wallabies do it. So, who wins Test 3? Drop your predictions down below. What do you reckon? Can the Wallabies end on a high, or will the Lions sweep the series? Drop your score predictions in the comments and hit that like button if you're liking this content so far. From me at No Rucks Given, that's it. I'll check you in the next one. Cheers.